Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Talk About Black Podcast. I'm Jared Lang. I'm here with my co-host, Joe Thomas.
What's goody?
Mario Allen.
50 Shades of Hey!
John Norris.
What's up, y'all?
Man, what's good, everybody? How's your week been,
Man, my week is good.
Freak this week.
Freak this week.
You know what?
Fuck. I mean, we've been cussing.
No, I think we need to edit, man. That last one, bruh. That last podcast was off the chain.
Hold up. John, how old are you?
That information will not be disclosed on these airways.
I'm 30. How old are you, Joe?
I'm 31.
No, yeah.
Mario, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Joe is like 27.
Man, we all old as fuck.
Hey, don't spit that energy in my life. I'm still youthful. I got energy in me.
Years young.
Hey, you can say what you want to say, but my knees don't feel young. My back don't feel young.
It ain't nothing.
I ain't saying that, but
We are seasoned.
But I'm saying,
veterans.
we're not teenagers. We don't have to worry about cursing stuff. As long as it's not like
We're
going
like
in every other
We're
word,
the Vince Carter.
replacing it with like red.
Listen to this track. Which?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm doing the taste for
We
what.
don't hit the same.
We don't hit the same. Whoa, pause. What are you talking about, bro?
No, see,
Elevator music.
Right.
All right, man. Let's get into it though. So, yeah. Dreamville dropped 2 new tracks this past week. One was Got Me, and the other one was Going Bad.
I was down bad.
Right.
Yeah, I fuck with Going Bad. Like, I feel like Boss went in on shit.
Right.
All of them was spitting though. All of them was really spitting. I fuck with the beat too. I know some people probably won't like the beat, but I like it.
No, I really like the beat because I feel like it was different.
Right.
When I first heard it, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I wanted to play it. I downloaded it first, so I went to play it, and I'm like, thinking, you know how when you first get an iPhone, within the last like 3 years, they got that YouTube shit that came with it free.
Yeah.
The YouTube album, and I clicked on it, and I'm thinking, that's some YouTube stuff. I thought I clicked the wrong thing, but then when the bass come in, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what y'all doing. This is different, and they all just
Right.
man,
And I think it takes skill to rap on a beat like that,
Right.
rather than just like a trap beat.
Yeah, right. And everybody kept the tempo and
Right.
it was right on. And even I think it was Young Nudie.
Who's
I'm not really sure
dude
what
at
that
the
is.
beginning?
The intro part of it.
Or Earth Gang. Earth Gang is 2 people, right?
Earth Gang is
Yeah.
2 people, but I wonder who that was. I think it was Young Nudie,
I
but
want to say that too.
I was just like, man, why'd y'all cut it off?
Right.
Yeah,
It's like that
It was a
one
short track too.
it definitely was.
Yeah, it's kind of short, and I wish it was a little longer. But if anything, if this is a sampler of
What's to come?
Revenge of the Dreamers 3,
I'm
bruh.
excited.
And then they got TDE on the hook.
I'm not trying to start another TDE on the clock.
Yeah.
They've been saying that.
Everybody knows
what the
that that's who
boss
they
said.
competing with. I mean,
They said themselves.
yeah. So if they bring a fire like that, and then I'm really, and then the second one was what
Got Me. With,
Got Me
Omen
and
Ty, Ari,
Dreezy,
and
man,
Dreezy.
absolutely.
And Ty Dolla $ign.
Dreezy,
Yeah, I said Ty.
absolutely killed it.
Y'all said Ty?
Omen,
Oh.
Omen absolutely killed
Omen.
it. Everybody killed it, but Dreezy came hard. But and I'm
Yeah.
thinking if every feature they got on this is about to be like that, this is gonna be. This might be the album of the year.
I wonder what sample they use. I was looking to that.
It's gonna be what DJ Khaled was trying to make this year.
Burn. I was about to say something about Going Back. Oh yeah, but what Boss said, you got a year. You guys had a year.
I felt like that was a shot. I really do. You said y'all had a year, and yeah. I didn't catch that until like my 3rd time through, and I was
Right.
like, oh, okay, this how we doing this.
Right.
But G had already been said we want to smoke.
Yeah.
Boss been said we want to smoke.
All the smoke.
Yeah.
When J. Cole
Savage.
when J. Cole did Middle Child, that was like the perfect like transition for me because it's like one of J. Cole's like for me like I'm not gonna say struggles, but one thing that I feel like his like trap songs weren't really the best. I think he hits it on the I think he hits it on the nail perfectly on his I'ma just go on a track and spaz.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that shit short,
Or the
sweet, and to the
track for the
point.
ladies.
I'm gonna give you a 2-minute track and I'm gonna just go off, and that's all you get is 2 minutes because if I give you anything more, it's gonna be boring. You get what I'm saying? And then
I never
like motivate.
Yeah,
everybody want motivate to be longer, but if it was longer, it probably wouldn't be good as it is.
But I have never listened to a J. Cole track and got bored.
I mean, that's you, but I mean, I haven't either. I haven't either, but you know how the populace is. Like, he make boring music, and with Middle Child, hold on, let me finish. And with Middle Child, it was just like he hit on the nail. Like you said you want me to hop on a trap beat. I'm gonna hop on this trap beat, and I'm gonna go off.
Which is now
on my way.
Triple times platinum now.
So I'm gonna just leave this comment. Y'all already pretty much covered all the bases. As far as J. Cole's spitting ability increasing or like spazzing, I think what triggered it really was Jid and Bias for real. Like when he seen what they was bringing to the table, what they releases, especially like Jid being doing what he doing. I like Bias.
I can't be the HEIC.
Honestly, I like Bias a little bit more than Jid, but Jid goes. But I feel like Jid is the one that like really.
Yeah, I like Jid. That's my.
Jid is the one that put the battery in Cole's back. I feel like when he see Jid work, that inspires him and he want to go.
Yep. Dude goes in.
He was kind of like One Punch Man. I feel like for a minute. He wasn't getting touched by nobody. He just got bored. But then when he had people coming up in Dreamville and they was working on their craft and they got to a point where he's like, oh, okay, I see, I got some competition.
I believe that, but I also believe too that he just said forget it. I just feel like he just said forget it. I'm about to just go, because at one point in time he was rapping like that before he like blew up.
When
now I feel like once he transitioned to like, now I'm about to make bodies of work.
Yeah, because the first album wasn't as like he's evolved every album. Like
I feel like he got to a point where, like with For Your Eyes Only and stuff like that, he had a message that he was trying to get across and stuff like that. And now he just went back to now he's even better,
right?
And now he just like I'm gonna just go on the track and just. I feel like he just feel like, well, people say I'm boring, so let me just go and give you what you really want. And Dreamville, y'all doing it, and y'all sending shots, and I hope TDE responds because ain't nobody else doing that. Group wise.
Alright. So I want to say Talking While Black does not endorse or support colorism at all. But fucking light skin is back! Drake and Chris Brown got a song together.
I cannot wait for the camera because Jared looks down on us like peasants.
No, this track, No Guidance, is actually on Chris Brown album. I didn't even know it was a Chris Brown song. I thought it was Drake's song.
Which is funny.
Yeah,
I agree.
But I guess it shows what they best is both at. Like Drake is good at the beginning, and then like when you break down the shit at the end. And Chris Brown is good in the middle with those transitions. Like, you know, every time Chris comes in on the song, he cuts through the middle of the hook and then does his verse. And I don't know, it just works for him. And he really did that on this song.
This is what I gotta say. Listen, the song was dope, but it helped me realize the strong suits there. Like, with Drake being on the track, and you know Drake likes to sing, he had no need to sing on there. Like, because it just, when Chris got on there, it put his singing to shame. It was just like, you got Canada Dry versus like diluted burners or something.
Your analogies. Good job.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Like, you got top of the line quality Canada Dry sitting right here, then here comes Drake. Oh, there's like burners with some water in there.
And you know, if y'all see my face right now, I'm not looking like that because I'm only looking like this because I have been a Drake detractor, and I feel like Drake did his thing. I
didn't say he was whack. I didn't say he was whack.
Yeah.
I didn't say he was whack. He held it strong for Drake.
But I will give you this though. I will give you this.
His range.
He did enough, right? He did enough, but I give you this. When he starts singing, I instantly thought to myself, he's a little bit better than he used to be. But when I heard Chris Brown part, I don't think that.
Y'all could have went either way. It could have been just Drake just be the spitter and Chris be the singer and spitter or whatever. But it was just like, y'all would have to do one and the other person do the other. Like, the song was dope. I mean, Drake, like you said, Drake singing was cool. But to me, it just what shifted my gears a little bit was like he was singing and then Chris came in and singing. It's like you can hear the difference. Like Drake can sing by his own standard. Yeah, like he's like, to me, he's like he's like American Idol of shower singing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's top tier shower singer. It's not like I'm not about to put him against Joe in a singing battle or against like Avant or Genuine or something like that.
He gets the job done for his
right. He does. He's effective for what he does. I think he ushered in a lot more allowance for rappers to sing who don't have the best voices.
What made it what works best for him is the production too, like that atmospheric production. And
right.
stuff.
It worked for him, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I might not have had as much of an issue because I know they could have done it if Drake just did the rapping and Chris did the singing, or if Chris just rapped and then Drake sang. That way you wouldn't have to hear that comparison. Because to me, like hearing the comparison, it's not like it's Casey and JoJo here. Mm-hmm. It's like Casey and Sean from at the gas station. Shout outs to both of y'all though. It's all love to Drake. I don't want to start no beefs between y'all in case y'all tune in. No. I don't want nobody to be jealous. Y'all both did y'all thing.
They both.
I'm just saying, like Chris is a phenomenal performer.
I gotta listen to your. Yeah. I gotta probably listen to it with your ear, but I was like, with the way Chris Brown come in and take over though, it is like very noticeable in like quality.
That's what I'm saying. Like he comes in like, oh shit! Right. It's like that effect.
Well, I mean, the song was good and all together, but I did feel like it got a little drawn out.
Well, speaking of drawn out, I mean, you know, he's about to drop his album. You know how many tracks is on his album? Chris Brown
he always got like 20 plus songs.
It's like 38.
38. But he just dropped it.
Like that Heartbreak on the Full Moon. I'm like, I couldn't listen through the whole album because it was like they started sounding the same. I'm like, oh my god, like this is too much. Like you do your thing, dude, but dial it back.
But for me, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm proud of Chris Brown.
I am too.
Yeah,
like he done came from
a long way.
He done came a long way. Like
he fell off. He was in a position where he should have fell off. He didn't.
Right.
He just kind of fell in the background.
Right, and then created his own lane. Like
I'm proud of both of them because I didn't think they would ever work together again.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have this guy who's a cousin of one of our members of the Talking While Black podcast, Richie. He dropped a dope track. You know, I'm new to him called Party Girl Part 2. I was like, oh, it's a little on the short side, but I mess with it, like, for real. Like, it's one of those smooth tracks and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's my cousin, and, like, he's my second cousin. Yeah. And, man, I really didn't give it 100. I got, like, 200 cousins, so. And that's not even an exaggeration. But, so I didn't really, like, been kicking it with him for real. Like that, but through association with my other cousin, who's my second cousin, you know, they're a lot closer, and I knew he was, you know, he makes music and stuff like that, or whatever, and my cousin just kept pushing it, like, man, wait till this drop, so he dropped it, he's, you know, my one cousin drops it, who I'm kind of closer with, and sends it to me, so I'm like, I definitely got to check it out, and boy, I'm saying the quality of the production, and the quality of his vocals and the quality of the song altogether. If you did not know that he was just really starting out, I mean, he's been doing his thing, but if you didn't know, I feel like it's comparable to stuff that's on iTunes right now. When you go to top charts, I feel like it would be up there in R&B. And I'm not saying it just because it's my cousin. I'm saying it because I feel like
he's talented.
That's definitely would be a summer banger right now.
Definitely.
If he I feel like with the stuff that's out right now, if he was bigger, it would be a summer banger. No doubt about it. It kind of inspires me because I'm a big procrastinator. I've been talking about rapping for 5, 6, 7, however many years. And it's just so many different things in my life where I'm like, man, you can't risk this if you're really trying to go, you know, full front. But I'm just like, man, my little cousin inspired me because you look at people that's talented that you're family with or you're friends with, but you don't look at them like as, bro, you could be the next such and so. But I don't like using that. I say you could be yourself. But from hearing this song, it was just like, man, you have a team behind you, clearly, or whoever your producer is, they're dope. Whoever, you know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I just, you know, I guess my other cousin told him, like, well, I put it up on Snapchat, which I got to put it on IG and stuff. Oh, man, moment here. I don't know how to do the story thing for real like that yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. But, so it's coming. But, you know, from him seeing, I guess my cousin told him, he friended me on Snapchat and stuff. And we had a little conversation. I just told him, man, keep working, dude. Like, you can do it. He's of the age, I feel like.
How old is he?
He's probably like 24. I'm like, dude, you can just keep going, man. I was just amazed at the quality of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like the quality of it is like top tier. Like
it really is.
Like that. It's the same quality as No Guidance track by Drake and Chris Brown.
Yeah,
I feel like
it really is. Like you said, I couldn't tell the difference, man. Yeah. I could not tell the difference.
Like it should be a summer banger.
Like, yeah, it should be.
Okay.
I will send y'all the link. we will post it on Talking About Black page and stuff. Spotify link and all that. Because I know some people got Apple Music, some people got Spotify, and man, we'll post it, man. I ask y'all to check it out and show my boy some love, man. And if y'all can get up on his other music or something, go ahead, support him, man. He's on his way.
Yep.
Yeeties.
That's dope. Next up, though, Denzel Curry, he dropped a project called Zoo. And I mess with it. Like, I think my favorite tracks is probably Ricky and Automatic and Speedboat. Like, I really mess with Ricky, though. I really mess with Ricky.
Carol Martin is crazy. Something about that beat.
Oh, with Rick Ross?
No. That's Bird, but that's dope too.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it's only like.
It's funny Rick Ross dropped on that beat and not Speedboat. I would say like Rick Ross would jump on Speedboat, but for him to like jump on Birds, I was like, okay, I see you, Rick Ross.
It's literally, I'm looking at the track list right now. It's literally maybe one track that I would skip, and it's not even because it's bad. It's just that I just be anxious to hear the next track or whatever. Like, I'm feeling the majority of these tracks on here because the energy on here is crazy. Because like Taboo had like that super dark tone to it. It had a little bit of more high energy tracks on there, but it all had like a really dark tone, which I love. I love Taboo. Don't get it twisted. I love Taboo. But Zoo is building off, to me, it's building off the momentum. Building off the momentum of Zoo. I mean, Zoo is building off the momentum of Taboo. And then that's just a small project. That's just getting us prepped up for what's to come. It's basically an appetizer. Because if you look at his discography, as I was telling the fellas earlier, he always starts with a small project, follows it up with the real album, the real project, the main course. He did that with Ultimate. He did that with Imperial, and the project that was before that was like a mixtape. Like, it's always like a mixtape-ish mini album, mixtape-ish mini album. And then this is getting us ready for whatever he guys laying ahead for us. But I like the nostalgia of it. Like, you can hear so many different influences in there. Yeah. Even in his lyrics and things he referenced about how when Ricky, like his dad, was taking him to concerts and introducing him to hip-hop and, what was defined as real hip-hop to him. Mm-hmm. And how it's just amazing to see the transition between Taboo and him being himself and then showing you his... In this project, his inspirations and his influences, but still remaining himself, building on top of that.
I feel like most of this is like showing his Miami roots. Mm-hmm. Zoo is rather than Taboo, like,
and also like,
especially with like songs like Shake 88 and stuff like.
Yeah, he was going.
Yeah,
he was going with the high energy, dude. Like you can hear Uncle Luke and all of that in
stuff,
there.
Right, like,
and even on the cover, it's like super nostalgic. It gives me like a West Coast vibe to it. Like the even the font and where the title is put in, like the zoo and everything.
That's what I felt too as far as the album cover went, and it definitely did have a Florida sound. Me personally, I didn't think it was the best album. I'm not gonna, you guys just gave a lot of praises, but my
Killing Khaled.
It is, but
Killing Khaled.
It's cool. It's cool. I mean,
it's not hard to do though.
Killing Khaled.
It wasn't my cup of tea, but it's cool. What those?
Listen. Transition.
In case you haven't heard though, DJ Khaled, man, he's looking mighty suspicious, a little bit spooky out here. Yeah. For somebody to always be very motivational, it just seems like he proving a point that people want to see you win as long as you're not beating them. When his album, him and Tyler's album released the same week, and Tyler got number 1.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Tyler Igor.
He got number 2, and Khaled, released a very spooky video. It's like they said this music is playing and stuff, but I don't hear it in these cars. It's going by me. I don't hear it. This is mysterious music just made number 1. Like, he seriously hated it. And now it talks about him suing Billboard.
I make the type of music that you hear in barbershops.
He's doing what? He's suing who?
Billboard, because he's saying the numbers are wrong. He's doing
He going that far?
He's doing the.
How is he not Caucasian but trying to pull the white privilege card? Like,
because he don't look like you and me, Joe.
I guess about the bundle.
Because he would be in the house and you would be in the field.
Let's not get it twisted. During pre-production, I was talking to Brio and Jared. We were having an argument about the
quality of a shit
right.
album.
I don't think it's scale of 1 to 10, I don't think it's a 10. I don't think it's a 9. I don't think it's an 8. I don't
Or
think it's a
7.
7. You feel me? But I wouldn't say it's a shit album. But just to go back on this, like, you make popular music. I mean, and Tyler Creator, that was a great piece of work. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
It was a great piece of work. And I mean, at the end of the day, for me, good music is always going to beat out pop music. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? You're number 2 out of 100 other, people.
I feel
like
relax. We talked about, like, he needed to change
relax.
it up. Like, Tyler changed it up, and you see how it worked for him.
But I don't think he can change.
Tyler?
I don't think he can change it up because, for one, he's not an actual artist. He's like a promoter type guy. Like he's like a guy with a lot of money, and I just want to.
I feel like he got a lot of money.
And I just want to do this.
But he's looking like, how marketing people like, like with video games, put a guy with a gun on the video game cover, it will sell. He's like one of that. He's looking at like the most common denominator, the most common factor instead of.
Wait, you never heard of Khaled verse? I heard his verse before.
I've never heard of Khaled verse.
He did a verse and it was atrocious. That's why you don't do it.
I feel like
okay, who makes the better verse? DJ Khaled or Birdman?
I fixed my lips to say Birdman, but shit, that hurt.
Who makes the better verse? DJ Khaled or Lil Jon?
I'd rather hear a Diddy verse before I hear a Birdman verse.
Lil Jon or DJ Khaled?
The Diddy slander is going to stop.
Okay? Diddy is overrated.
Can people please stop?
He as a businessman, he gets all the credit where credit's due.
Okay.
But as an artist, transition.
As far as this goes, I'm not on his side. Like, he was wrong.
No, yeah, that part, but I'm just saying, the album in general.
It was decent.
But like I said, he got all this money. You could take a risk.
Right.
You could take a risk to mix it up, like you did with the first half of Major Key. And that shit worked. And that's why people.
And honestly, I'm going to keep it real. It's not ass. What it really is just as we're saying. We're just not saying it. We're just saying it as quickly as we can, and we just dismissing it as something that's false. It's not that it's bad. It's just that it's an outdated formula. Simple as that. So you're going to keep hearing that. Like, the next project, if he's going to go to the same formula, you're going to get more criticisms. Then next year, if you're still doing the same thing, there's going to be more criticisms. He's going to run himself to a point where he has no choice but to holler at Tyler or holler at whoever's got that formula that's working right now if they want to keep that hit going. Because Kanye West ain't Kanye West from 10 years ago.
But as Joe said at the beginning of, in the pre-production, it's number 2 on the Billboard. It's number 2 on sales or whatever.
But in this day,
I'm not done.
Okay, all right.
He has to compete with people that are, y'all saying this outdated formula, but there's people taking his formula. You got Marshmello getting Travis Scott and all these rappers on the tracks now. But I'm saying these are EDM and pop DJs that are
he takes his formula, but how does he execute them? He executes them way better.
It's not even that. It's what I'm saying.
Execution, but it's 2005.
I don't think that though.
No, it's what it is. Look, the difference between Marshmello and DJ Khaled is what you just said. It's EDM and pop. So you're bringing a whole nother audience into the game.
But what I'm saying, y'all say he's not evolving, but I feel like he's kind of trying to do that. But it's just not the way that
He's not.
He's not. Ask me right now. I don't think he's evolving, but I don't. It might be outdated, but it's still working because he got number 2. And I know, Jerry, I was thinking about it. You using the analogy comparing what he does, but movies and music is 2 different things. Like,
but it's all still art, right?
Yeah, but it's 2 different types of art. You're gonna compare music to paint. So now you're gonna so I'm saying you're gonna compare music to paint now.
I'm gonna be honest. I've listened to trash albums several times before, back to back, just because it's still amusing. It don't have to be good. It can still be amusing in some way.
I use the word entertaining. Like, at the end of the day, as long as it's, for me, like, as long as it hits your ear a certain type of way, it's cool.
But what I was trying to say is, like, it's number 2, but in this day and age, what does that say about sales still, with most of the things streaming? We're talking like so many thousands of streams just equals one sale. So
it's not even about that though.
People still listening to it
too. But let's consider that we're in a generation where an artist can literally have an endorsement with a company who buys a couple million albums the day that it's released. Magna Carta, yeah. So
that's true.
What the numbers got to do with that?
That's true, and I'm not trying to be funny, but we're more purists at this table.
Wait, we're saying the numbers don't matter, but we're praising Tyler for being number one.
That's true.
Oh, okay, and then you want to make my case for music though. We all thought Kanye album was trash. Was it he number one for the week, or maybe a couple of weeks? Even Pablo.
But to be honest,
Which one?
His album, Yay.
Yeah. Which I love Hate Myself. That's that album.
Life of Pablo, wasn't it?
Life of Pablo too.
Life of Pablo had some hard.
It was
But
better
he
than
already
Ye.
released the
It was
tracks.
better than Ye.
I was gonna say, but to be
But it's
honest
true.
about it, we did like the album at the time.
I didn't like Ye. Hell no.
No, I mean Life of
like
Pablo.
Ye.
I'm saying like Life of Pablo and stuff. Like we kind of liked the album for that week.
But
So
he pulled the wool
wasn't
over
like-
our eyes. He pulled
Yes,
it up first.
yes,
But
that did
then
happen.
you realize, like, yo, this trash. I mean, but it happens though.
That
Like,
did happen, but we evolved over time. Over the week or whatever.
There's some
it
cuts
was
on
over
there.
a week.
There's some cuts on there.
But I'm saying,
I give it a 7.5.
Ye or Life of Pablo.
Life of Pablo. Ye is getting like a 5.
I forgot that was.
I say Pablo. If you didn't release Real Friends, No More Parties in LA, and Ultra Light Beams before or something like that. No, he didn't release Ultra Light Beams before. But
That's
those
still one
two
of my
tracks, it
favorite
might have
tracks
been
ever.
better if he saved those tracks for the album and didn't release nothing.
Bruh, Ultralight Beam is still one of my favorite tracks ever. Like that is.
I like Waves.
That is still a very inspirational track.
Waves, Wolves.
Waves was good that
Wolves
first
was cool,
listen.
too.
Yeah, the first listen.
I like Waves. I really appreciate. Me personally, when it comes to music, for me, when I listen to music, if I'm listening to your album, that first track gotta hit me a certain type of way. If I'm gonna continue on this journey with you, like the first track is just like you letting you know, like this is who I am, this is what you're about to listen to, and Ultralight Beams did it for me. That man, it just put a smile on my face. But it
But
kind
back
of
to the
disappointed
Khaled
me.
thing, man.
Everything else disappointed me.
Back to the Khaled thing. I agree with y'all. I feel like maybe it's outdated. Maybe he needs to evolve what he's doing. But I feel like what everybody else is doing is because of Khaled.
Last words on this topic, Joe.
I mean, I said what I had to say. Callie, you better than that. Long story short,
Yeah.
you better
Martin,
than that.
Last words,
I agree. Same thing.
John.
Man, same. Everybody is the same at this table. Dude.
I'm burnt out. I'm tired of talking about Khaled.
Everybody is the same at this table. We all was behind you. We go continue to be behind you, but you had a moment and you should be better than that, man.
I retract my statements about your album
Khaled,
being
what is your
ass.
saying? We the best.
Right. Be best.
Hey,
Be the best.
Be great.
Be the best.
Right, be
Like,
great.
This is not what the best does.
Watch a couple of your motivational videos and take notes, man.
Right.
Right. Rewatch your stuff.
You lost the key.
Right.
All right,
Minor
man.
key.
Next topic. Hip-hop hypocrisy.
hurts.
It's supposed to be a hot
Oh,
girl
this segues
summer,
perfectly.
act up
Right.
summer, but
Bitches getting pregnant and booed up and shit.
I don't believe supposedly Megan. Hold up.
Talking about Thynol summer and shit.
Elevator music.
Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Supposedly, Young Miami of the City Girls got pregnant. You know,
Pregnant.
Act up. You can get knocked up.
She got pregnant in it.
No period, Pooh.
Pregnant in it.
Right.
10 months.
Right.
I don't believe this, but Megan Thee Stallion is supposed to be with Moneybagg Yo, but she went on Joe Budden's show to pull up and said she's single. So this was just last week.
Well, yeah, that's true, but we don't really know. But
I'm saying you
but
can't
how
believe
many-
everything though.
But this is what I'm saying. It's entertainment, right?
Yeah.
How many artists that have been caught or are known to be in relationships have come out and said, I'm single.
Well,
I'm saying from.
But you can
from
say
the
that
male-
vice versa,
But I'm saying
too.
from the male standpoint, though, we've had R&B singers and stuff like that come out and say, "I'm single," but really you're not. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I feel like it's a hypocrisy. You know what? You open my eyes to something pre-production. I don't know if it's really hypocrisy on the part of the artist, but I think it's just
on the entertainment
people
as a
are
whole.
Bing.
single-minded that y'all need to stop listening to people telling y'all,
Act up. You can get.
You should have put her in.
right, you gotta stop listening to that
She
stuff.
mad as fuck. Tell me how to be.
I want to say
Right.
people are in the business to sell tickets.
Exactly.
It's all storytelling. Like
It's all storytelling. That's true. Entertainment.
That's true. Jay-Z done told me how to flip pies a couple times. And
the lie is always more entertaining than the truth.
That's true.
Once y'all get that through your head.
Controversy sells, my friend.
That's true, but I feel like us as a culture, us as a community, we are really, really bad at falling for a lie. We can't just take shit as entertainment.
A lot of people, when an actor plays a villain in a movie really good or a show, they really hate that dude in real life. Like, a lot of people still take that to heart. And it's just like, it's sad when I see that.
But I feel like I can only speak for my community. And y'all tripping.
Yeah.
I understand it's entertainment, but can we please stop taking it to heart?
Yeah,
like that.
take it so seriously. It's entertainment. Just use it for fun and laughs. And if it's some stuff just
not
being relatable,
right.
It's just relatable.
It's relatable, right? It's relatable, but it's not.
It's not real.
I'm gonna say this though, like, I agree completely with you guys, and I'm not just talking about the act up and to the left. I'm gonna dig a little deeper and try to at least, like, even with the drug talk, like, we gotta stop taking that shit serious too.
Definitely.
Like, cause like people like, and you know, we all black over here. This show is, you know, curated for the black populace. You know, if you're not black and you want to listen to it,
that's cool.
That's cool, but we're not gonna, you know,
say things from your perception.
Right.
We're gonna try to open up your eyes to the culture a little bit.
But back to what I was saying, like, if we're gonna storytell, let's just call it what it is, and I hope this reaches some people's ears. Like, we got to stop with the extra stuff in our communities, the drug shit, the disrespecting women, you know, staying in this crab in a barrel mindset. Like, just because you heard, you know, NBA Youngboy say, you know, whatever he said, or you hear Metro Boomin. What was that compilation album he just made with a few artists? I ain't here to save the world. I'm here to do X, Y, and Z. We gotta stop saying. We gotta stop taking that shit serious. You gotta stop taking that shit.
Even stuff like 21 Savage said on Flow, and he said, "I let your best friend nibble me. If she try to kiss me, she get a punch or some shit." Just entertaining. Like,
I ain't even gonna lie. That's one of my favorite rappers now. 21.
It's very funny to me.
I put hot sauce on her titties.
I ain't gonna lie. I be riding in the car and I be like, floating. Yeah, but I understand.
Right.
You understand. We understand that is entertainment.
Right.
That's basically that.
Really I have a whole life at home, and I'm not about to go and let anybody.
Man, his new name is 21 to go.
First off, nipple me is.
Man, 21 is a hilarious rapper.
Not cool.
Let your best friend.
That's something I want to get on a shirt though.
I'm gonna let your best friend nibble me.
just nibble me.
Like 21 be going off. 21. He be saying some outlandish shit.
And he was a wish. He said, "I feel like I'm the best rapper that came out of the South. Who won't smoke?" I said, "Oh my god."
Right.
2 years ago, I thought you was a joke.
He said best rapper, man.
He came out of the South, but he really came out the.
He going ham.
Right. And if you gonna talk like that, then you gotta holler at Luda then.
With a doctor for a dad.
Right.
Fresh out the UK.
I ain't gonna lie. With that best rapper of the South talk, man, he gotta holler at Ludacris, man.
I mean, but that's a little off topic. But
yeah,
like we said, man, like Joe said, come on, man, it's entertainment.
All right, so the LeBronto. Wait, hold on.
Cleveland
LeBronto Raptors won the ship yesterday. They actually pulled it through and won. I don't have the final score with me right here.
114 to 110, I believe.
Yeah, 114 to 110.
I don't think we really care.
This is my take on it. Nobody.
The end of the dynasty.
Nobody at all. LeBron James, Kawhi, you're welcome. LeBron left the East, and the East was up for grabs, and Kawhi said, and just took that boy. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. I wasn't really invested into these finals because, you know, I don't care about neither one of these teams.
I didn't watch not 1 minute.
I didn't, you know, I mean, I don't root for neither one of these teams. Mm-hmm. Like Canada, the guys that beat us, like apples and oranges, and I like bananas. Pause. But some people are trying to diminish fruitism. But people are trying to tarnish the Raptors win because, you know, they had a lot of injuries. But
that's just the game.
Right, I was just about to say.
That's just the game.
Like
in 15,
we lost the ring, but we all know if Kyrie and Kevin Love wasn't injured, and LeBron took him to 6 games though.
Right.
By himself.
And then we won the next year and the year after. I mean, they got KD.
Right, they got KD. And then the year after that, we could have won 1 game.
JR.
Right, JR, you still.
Where's the ball?
Right. I didn't.
We might have won the series if we had just got them around from that wing.
Right, for real. But shout out to you, Kawhi. Kawhi, you're on the small list of players that got a ring. Right. People who done won a ring and got Finals MVP on 2 different teams. You got Kareem, LeBron, Kawhi.
Hey,
Finals
crazy.
Final
And he's the dynasty
MVP
breaker.
on 2 different teams. Yeah, they saying he the dynasty crusher.
Hell yeah.
Crazy, man.
But I'm not gonna lie, it was a team effort.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially that last game. Like I wasn't like some of my friends / brother that blew down on Kyle Lowry a lot. But then I kind of jumped. But I'm not going to lie. Then I jumped on the page like he was slipping. But this last game, he did his thing. 26 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a team effort, man. I think a few people got at 20-plus points.
Drake.
And it's right. Drake got...
Aubrey Graham.
Drake had 50 for real.
Aubrey Graham Jr. Van Vliet.
Drake had a triple-double. But Warriors, it's just unfortunate y'all going through them injuries.
No.
For real. It's unfortunate the Warriors had to go through them injuries.
Hey, man.
I wish that on no one.
And I absolutely agree, man.
But y'all lost.
I didn't watch not a minute of this. There's a backstory behind that me and Mario know. But I did not watch not 1 minute of this. I was kind of held to that standard because I said something before, and I love basketball. It crushed me not to watch it, but that's neither here or there. But what I can say is, as much pain, turmoil, anxiety, agitation, frustration that the Warriors have brought me, man, I feel really bad for Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad for Klay Thompson, man.
Especially Klay.
They literally sacrifice a lot, man. Like, for that team. For them to be the dynasty they was, and for them to go out like that at probably the end of this dynasty as we know it.
It's not the end of the dynasty.
But I feel like we don't know, man.
We don't
know. They both out for a year.
But that's
it.
That's exactly.
But the NBA has a chance to catch up to them too, though.
I mean,
we don't know what the Young Bucks gonna be. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Let's throw this out here. Let's just say if Kevin Durant stays, the dynasty isn't over. Like, even if KD's at 70% for the rest of his career, that's better than a lot of people's 100%. And same with Klay. So if they both stay, it's a wrap. But let's just say KD leaves. All right, KD leaves. They're gonna clearly miss next year. But KD's gone. The balance of the NBA has just shifted again. Like outside of the Lakers, if they get another marquee player, the Lakers, the Nuggets, and Portland, who's really gonna beat them in the playoffs? The Rockets. And I'm a Chris Paul fan. I'm really a Chris Paul fan. That's one of my favorite point guards. But they're not gonna beat the Warriors when they get back healthy. That is. OKC. I don't see OKC beating the Warriors. I don't see the Lakers beating the Warriors unless they get a marquee agent. I don't see
like you said, the Lakers, wherever they make these moves in the offseason, we get into that.
I don't see the Clippers. I don't see the Clippers beating them. Like,
but what I'm saying,
I feel like their dynasty is going to be like the Spurs. Like the Spurs have 5 rings in like what 10, 15 years. Like I can see them just pulling another one out of nowhere, like on the humble. Not next year, maybe not the year after, but on the fluke, on some Dirk. On some Maverick stuff, like just came and got a ring.
This is not on no hating stuff whatsoever, man. Because I respect those guys. But what I'm saying is, a lot can happen in a year, man.
But not enough for them to beat
the Raptors. LeBron left the East. They gambled and risked everything on Kawhi. They won. Everybody got everybody got injured on the Warriors. We didn't see that coming. But I'm saying we don't know what can happen within the next year that those guys, LeBron leaving the East opened it up for the Raptors to be like, hey, man, maybe we should try to get Kawhi. Because, to be honest, they was like, man, as long as LeBron here, bro, we might as well just settle for. But I'm saying that those injuries have occurred now. It might open up the door to people be like, oh, no, we can win the West. We can win, and we might go on the run here while they down bad. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like we don't know. I'm not saying their dynasty is over. I would never count those out. They definitely got the heart of a champion. They showed that in the first closeout game. And, even after KD went down. But you don't know what can happen in a year, man. The whole balance might shift. You don't know what these young cats coming up with. For real. You have no idea.
The only way the dynasty is over is AD goes to the Lakers and Durant goes wherever Kyrie goes. If that's the case, then it's a wrap. And I'm talking about it has to be like
they gotta stay.
Like, and even then, like outside of those 3 teams that I named in the West, and there's a few teams now. Don't get it twisted. Let's just say the Warriors sometime down the line do get back to the finals. I do feel like there are several teams in the East that'll take them out. The Bucks, the Raptors, the Sixers.
They have the experience now.
The Celtics, if they get their act together, even if they do lose Kyrie.
So, let's talk about the people who got rings now. So
Jalen
got a ring before Melo.
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about the people that aren't on the team anymore that got rings. Giannis Valanciunas has a ring, and he got traded to the Grizzlies. And right before trade deadline, he just got a ring sitting on his ass watching the game.
That same thing happened to, what's his name? From us, Wild Thing.
Virgil was going to get a ring either way because he left us to go to the Warriors.
He didn't accept it, which was very stupid.
Right.
I mean, he's a noble, honorable guy. You can't, I mean, he's the Jon Snow, so.
How dare you?
I heard he gave it, never mind.
How dare you?
You heard he gave it to who?
He gave something that we're not going to mention on this to a couple of women around Cleveland. So honorable and all that, I don't know. But I'm saying you gave all them years to Cleveland. Then you switched up on us. Yeah, we traded you. But you knew you was washed. Like, you just got to take that on the chin, man. You know, and then they said you went to our rival who we beat, and we said,
but they
still going to give you a ring.
Yeah.
But they said, bro, we still going to give you a ring, Andy. It was just, business. It was what it was. Yeah. And he was just like, no.
You want to know why he ain't take that ring, man?
Man, get that.
What? Because he knew he was going to get jumped in that locker room if he did. How dare you take a ring from the team that beat us in the finals?
Show up
So, Van Vliet got a ring before CP3.
Finals MVP.
First off, Van Vliet.
being disrespectful to CP3.
And Russ.
First off, I'm not trying to be funny here.
And Russ.
But Van Vliet was... The song playing in my head. I'm sorry if I keep saying down bad, but it's literally like, I just hear G just playing in my head here. But he was definitely getting dogged. I watched every single series before the finals, but he was getting dogged out because he wasn't making nothing.
He had that baby.
Garbage.
Except for the finals.
He was garbage.
Right. He said he felt he was off because his wife was in the.
Right. Then he had his baby, and my boy turned up in the finals, bro.
Yeah.
22 points in the last game. Right. 22 points in the last game. My man had his mojo back though.
Hallelujah.
So we ain't gonna sit here and play.
He said he doesn't credit his son in anything. He said that in the interview.
3-peated.
Right.
What did Russ and CP3 do?
Man, you gonna stop being disrespectful.
Stop being like
Jared being real disrespectful to my guys.
What do they have to do with this? CP3 definitely failed me.
CP3 is the best point guard, arguably one of the best point guards of all time.
I mean, Jeremy Lin got a ring before Giannis, though.
Right.
And Carmelo.
Shout out to Jay Lynn. I was on your bandwagon when you was with the Knicks, and Melo ain't want to run with you because you was moving too fast.
Wait, he got one before Derrick Rose.
Right.
If I tell you all the accomplishments that Ibaka, Russ, Harden, and Durant had, y'all wouldn't believe they was all on the same team at one point.
Durant is the only one that got away.
But first off,
who's the only one who earned the ring, though?
Ibaka got a ring.
Who earned the ring? Who earned it?
Ibaka.
Okay.
Ibaka. Okay.
No. I agree with you.
I think we need to move on
because
there is a lot of slander going on here.
Durant earned his ring.
So you say Durant earned his ring now?
He was the best player on the best team. Yes.
The hot seats are talking about Black Tonight goes both to Jared and John.
First off,
they've been constantly bumping heads all throughout this podcast.
You know what? Jared said something to me earlier. He said you grown. So hell no, he ain't earned that ring.
Okay, you're right.
Man, he was the best player on the best team.
I think we bumping heads with him right now.
That's fine, but he was the best player on the best team. Everyone took a backseat
The best
to
team
him.
that beat him. But I mean,
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
I'm going by.
You know what?
We're confusing opinion with facts. No, we're confusing. I'm not even talking about the injury. I'm not talking about the injury. I'm just I feel like we're confusing opinion versus fact. My opinion is I feel like he copped out going to the Warriors. But let's just keep it real. He was the best player on that team.
You're right.
And that's what I'm saying.
And they needed that in case
Clay
don't get going, and in case Curry don't get going, and Draymond.
And why did they get? And let's break this down. Why did they acquire Kevin Durant?
Because we beat their ass tonight.
Not just to win a ring, but to get over that LeBron hump. Excuse me.
Because we got hip to him after that.
I know you was just playing though. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. But I took this year for acceptance for Golden State. I'm like, yo, they a great team.
Right.
I mean,
I'm over it.
I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to hate.
It's the same thing.
I respect it.
It's the same thing I got with the Patriots.
Whatever.
I respect them.
Y'all need
I don't
to
respect their fans. No,
I think that's what it is.
I respect the Warriors because after this, they showed a little maturity. They were humble to me.
They definitely.
And
were
they didn't do how when they were humble before. They were still braggadocious.
When they got their second ring,
they were
the third ring.
Yeah, they were disrespectful.
That season.
Like,
this was the funny thing.
But now they got humble, and I feel like they're respectable now.
Okay, moving on though.
And we move on to some crazy shit.
Man, this shit crazy.
I mean, I'm not even gonna move on to that.
Some backwoods shit.
That's last. I'm gonna move on to the other thing.
Oh well.
David Ortiz.
Oh,
you haven't heard he got shot in his home country of the Dominican Republic. Apparently, 2 officers had shot him, but he was hired by a drug lord because apparently David Ortiz had an affair with the drug lord's wife.
Wait, start over.
This is different. I have not heard this part yet.
Say it again.
This is some straight up SVU shit.
Apparently, he got shot by some officers who was hired by a drug lord because David Ortiz had an affair with the drug lord's wife.
Wow.
Man, I know you love the hood, but sometimes you can't go back.
Right.
You can't do regular shit like that in the hood if that is true.
You gotta love from afar.
Right. Like, I don't know. If that is true, I know they caught one of them dudes.
Bruh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I saw the video, like, the public was, like, beating the dude up. They were doing street justice on him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he's loved. I mean, which is weird because maybe I shouldn't speak on something I don't know, but from what I've heard and what I've researched and stuff, honestly, a lot of those drug lords and stuff, they like the idols over there because they give back to their communities and stuff for real, but clearly
like Pablo.
David Ortiz was loved over there because they beat my dude up.
Where'd you get that information
not.
from?
I can't remember.
Because I'm getting something different. Ferreira Cruz, they said he was the gunman. They said it shows a video of him in the cop car saying it wasn't David, so I was confused by his clothing, like he was looking for somebody else. I don't know. But either way, it's unfortunate. And David Ortiz, I don't know, he was reaching a little bit with this when he was saying, I was expecting my fans to protect me. I said Chris Paul, one of my favorite
That's
players.
What I'm saying.
He about to get his back. Wait, he's about to get shot. Right. He about to get shot. I ain't about to jump in the way.
But it was an AK hit order.
Okay.
TMZ.
But that's crazy.
It depends on how true.
Yeah, and was the CBS Sports Radio? Apparently, he was the target of a drug
thing.
lord assassination.
That's wild.
So apparently,
I'm on CNN.
I mean, all of this is allegedly. We don't know
Right.
what's true.
Oh, okay.
It says, well, this dude said, I'm Dominican. Those rumors do not conform to rumors that the drug lord's ex-wife was from 7 years ago.
But
niggas could be holding the grudge.
Right, but that's unfortunate. They said he had to have another surgery. If I'm not mistaken.
I didn't even hear that. I just hope he recovers.
Right.
From that.
It's sad.
It's definitely sad.
Big Poppy, we rooting for you, bro.
I'm definitely rooting for you. For real. So I mean, our prayers, our hearts, and minds are with Big Bob, David Ortiz with his recovery. But moving on. So apparently over in Russia or Ukraine, there is a slapping competition.
I'm talking slapping the shit out of
Slapping. I saw this
The baby style.
heavyweight ass dude slap this like stick of a guy in a slapping competition.
Restrict your soul.
Bruh.
Be honest.
When the heavyset dude
We'll
slapped
have
the little
nightmares
dude,
tonight.
bruh, I'm like, ouch. I basically saw his soul, the skinny dude of the soul of the skinny dude left his body at that point.
Who you say the big dude look like?
Action Bronson.
Yeah, he definitely was playing.
And he was about that action.
Bruh, his wrists are about the size of 2 baseballs put together.
Bruh. Literally. Like, this is
That's
some
crazy.
true backwoods Chernobyl stuff going on here.
I need to watch that show anyway.
Like you gotta be under some kind of
His wrist
radiation.
was about as wide as that 2-liter bottle.
Bruh, you
Bruh,
gotta,
you're right,
Bruh,
you're right.
bruh, you gotta be under some radioactive issues in your mind
From the fallout.
to do this. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm gonna stand across the table with hold on to a speaker box, because that's what it looked like, and let a man the size of a grizzly bear slap me
Stop.
in the face.
Oh, that hurts.
What are we trying to prove here? Like,
And the little dude was crying. He was getting ready to cry.
bruh, my man was
Stop.
fighting back tears so hard. He ain't been slapped like that since his mama.
Man, he slapped the shirt off his back.
Bruh,
Bruh.
that was ridiculous.
So Mario, so apparently people don't want free money.
Yeah, man, people
You had
don't want
cash
free
for
money.
crashes?
Yeah, I was enthused to introduce the topic now. Now I'm just going to breeze through it because after I thought about it, I was just like, you know what? It ain't even worth talking about. Like, maybe I'm not that relevant. It's not even about my relevancy. I just wanted to help somebody out that was willing to take part in the game. Recently, last week, based off the last podcast where we was talking about the musicality of Aladdin in comparison to other Disney movie flicks, where we had the debate, and I said that, Aladdin had fire songs, but I felt like Lion King brought the heat the most, me personally. Everybody's opinion is different. But then it had me thinking, and I was like, it'll be pretty cool if I just give my friends an opportunity to win some money. I was feeling generous at this particular point in time, so I posted on my story. I would give a $100 cash prize to whoever could guess my favorite song/moment in Disney history. Now, of course, if I'm going to give you $100, it's not going to be an easy question to answer because I don't think too many people know my favorite song or moment in Disney, in like Disney movies. And I left a big hint. The big hint, it was not from The Lion King, which was funny because people were still guessing Lion King songs. But I didn't get a lot of reception. There was a lot of people who saw the story, but it just got me into thinking, like, do they think that I'm looking to be like clout chasing or like what's the issue here? Because it's like I'm offering you $100 to just guess 3 guesses, something that could potentially put more money in your pocket, and for some reason you can look at it, see it, and confirm like this ain't like it wasn't a pyramid scheme. Like I'm legitimately saying, hey, hit me up. I will cash app you this money if you can guess this right. If you guess it wrong, at least you guess. I'm giving you an opportunity right now. And I just was thinking like it was like a social experiment in mind. Like how many people will initiate or engage in trying to do better for themselves? That's the way I looked at it. It was more than just a money thing. It was just a principle of like, let me see. Because I watch my stories all the time. I look into the analytics and the logistics behind this stuff to see who looks at what. And like, I'm not a really big numbers person, but I am curious to see like, okay, who's looking at this as opposed to who's actually interacting with like song plays and who's actually looking at it and just scrolling by it, or who's looking at it and actually like clicking on it or whatever, who's quote unquote rocking with it or whatever case may be. So I was just like, oh, it'd be funny if I put up some money and people just said no to that too, which they did, because I think there's only been 3 people that's given me some guesses, maybe 3, but I think maybe like 20 people might have saw this story. And it just got me wondering like, people don't want money. Not as much as they claim that they need it, because this is not a daunting task. I'm not telling you to mow my lawn. I'm not telling you to wash my car. I'm not telling you to do anything that's physically tasking at all. I'm just asking you to think of something. You can just throw a fucking song in the air. Just say, somebody just went in there under the sea. Oh, well, I said, that's a good guess. At least you fucking guessed. There are 17 other people who looked at this. They looking at it like...
I was on
And I just didn't understand that.
A lot of people
But
just
to
fast
justify-
forward.
But no, it's not that. To justify
I'm not
myself,
dying
Fast forward. Yeah.
but he already pretty much shot me down at the lunch table. That's not a justification.
Is it Hercules?
I honestly just was like, maybe this is not for us because
I would have specified that.
It was kind of spoken at the podcast,
I
but
would
then
tell
he pointed out to me like, no,
I never mentioned my favorite
it.
song.
But in my own mind, I was thinking, well, this obviously for the fans. It's not for us.
I don't have fans, mind you, apparently, because y'all don't even $100 from me.
But that's my thinking. Of here is that I'm very close to him, so I didn't want to jump in there. I felt it was unfair, but then he told me at the table, like, man, you could have just said something, man. I would have gave you the 100. I was like, oh.
I gave him a chance to guess too. He still didn't want to guess at that moment either.
I still did because I still
Mulan?
feel like
Mulan.
Nah, it wasn't Mulan.
Because when we was talking about musicality, I forgot to say Hercules. I forgot Hercules.
I can say it now if y'all really want to. If y'all ready to
The
hear
Muses?
it, I'll give y'all 3
0,
guesses.
0,
I'll give y'all 3 guesses right now. But
Over Aladdin.
No, not over the ladder, but musicality.
see, they don't want the $100.
Sorry. All right.
I'll give y'all 3 guesses right now apiece
Yeah.
to see if y'all can guess what
I
it
don't
is.
want the $100 though.
Shit.
this is.
Okay, is it part of a? Is it a '90s movie?
Right, I'm about to get some
I
hints.
can't really say, man. It's a movie. It's a movie.
Toy Story.
What hints you can give us?
It was a fairly big movie, but it's not like the big movies. It was a big. It's a big movie. It wasn't part of the Pixar era.
'90s or early 2000s? Can you say that?
I can't say. It's in between the two though. I can't say too much, man. I don't want to give you too much ammo. I'll tell you this. It's a great movie, but it's one of the overlooked Disney movies.
It's
Hunchback.
No. That's a good guess, but no, that's not it.
It's the Goofy movie.
No.
Beauty and the Beast.
No, all of y'all gave one. I give y'all one. That was one.
You said late 90s, early 2000s.
It's definitely a Goofy movie, though.
Huh?
I'm about to say Atlantis.
Goofy movie,
Atlantis
dude.
didn't
It's not
have
a Goofy
any music.
movie.
Atlantis.
I shouldn't
didn't
even
have
tell you if it's in the movie or not, but that's the last hint I can give you. It's not from a Goofy movie.
That was a hard app.
They had a nice soundtrack. That ain't it
Yeah, I was just about to
Eye to
say.
Eye.
though. That ain't it though.
Everybody said like that's like the black Disney movie
Tarzan.
because dude just wanted clout.
Tarzan.
Do anything for clout.
So it's Tarzan.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
You
No
could have said early
fucking-
2000s.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure when it
99.
came out.
It was 99.
That's why I said it's in between the two. I couldn't remember.
I don't know no freaking songs from Tarzan.
The
You
one-
can't look it up, man.
I'm not. I'm not.
Phil Collins did that whole soundtrack.
Damn.
He
You
did
knew that shit, huh?
He did that whole soundtrack. I don't know the names. I know it's the one when they at the camp and he was on the trash cans and shit making music as the drums. And
Man.
oh, you're in my heart.
Was it when he was trying to figure out who he was as a man? Like, am I a man? Am I a monkey?
Yeah, when he was getting young and being older. Yeah.
The Lion
I
King
forgot the name of the
transition.
song. Yeah, the Lion King transition. That shit was in the Horizon too.
Actually, y'all guessing together. I don't know who to give it to.
Me? I like money.
So y'all saw. One of y'all said the moment. Well, Jared actually said the moment, but he didn't say the song.
Oh, when they was at the camp making the noise.
No, that ain't it. That ain't it.
When he was transitioning
Bro,
from
what
a
part
bird
they
to a
riding
man.
outside?
I said that, not
He
him.
said
Oh,
that.
okay.
He said that.
I don't know the song. I'm gonna be
Stranger
honest
like
with you.
I'll just say it. It's Son of Man.
Son of Man. Damn.
Look it up right now.
Yeah.
That was my favorite moment and mute song.
I knew
like,
Phil
together
Collins
in
did the
Disney
whole
history.
soundtrack.
So okay, give it up for Joe. Even though he was slacking, you get the bag, bro.
Thank you.
Actually, matter of fact, I think I can.
For real? For real?
Money back.
Right, for real. I'm gonna
But
take
we
it.
was talking about
If you put it in my
musicality.
hand, I'm gonna take it.
I forgot to talk about
I'm not
Hercules.
playing with you, man.
The musicality of Hercules the music in Hercules was dope
Man,
too.
don't worry, bro.
It
Money
was.
back.
It wasn't
not-
better than. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
It's not better than Aladdin.
You
but-
kind of.
Congratulations.
Man.
Oh, we not about to sing that on the air.
Shit. I just, man, put no money in my face.
But I kind of opened your eyes.
Yeah, like Aladdin.
But play it, yeah.
Appreciate it for real though. Appreciate that. Rio.
Yes.
Appreciate that though, man.
For sure,
Man,
for sure.
man. That's some real dude stuff, man.
I'm not trying to be funny, but
Ouch.
I'm no Disney kid, man.
If this chair breaks before your chair, I'm
I
gonna be highly
was, but I
disappointed.
really wasn't, man. I was watching some stuff I shouldn't be watching. Maybe that's why I'm so passionate.
I was always a Disney,
I was
Nickelodeon,
some stuff like
cartoon.
I hated
network.
I was over
Nickelodeon
here like
growing
watching-
up. I hated Nickelodeon growing up. Like outside of
No,
Nick at Night.
Saturday night
was
was hard.
Nick at
I'm not
Night
gonna-
is what I'm talking
Pause.
about. Nick at Night is what I'm talking about.
So
That
Snick,
shit.
No, that's what I mean.
Snick
was the truth.
was the
But
truth.
during the day, when you first get out of school, I was cool on it. I'd rather watch the hard shit on the
Fox
regular
Kids.
cable. Right.
Fox Kids,
He got
WB.
tired of
I
seeing
didn't have
Full
cable,
House.
so I had to get
He
it.
got
That's
tired
what I was
of
watching.
and that's what I was talking about, like the Disney.
And then
After-
Cartoon
after
Network was
school,
first coming
yeah.
in.
Bro, when Cartoon Network dropped that 290,
Dexter's Laboratory.
It was
Oh,
out.
that's
Like,
Bravo.
I ain't even gonna lie. That stuff right there, Courage the Cowardly Dog. No way, I can't lie. Nick had Ren and Stimpy, Rocco's Modern Life,
Shit, we should not have been watching.
Hey Arnold,
Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Wait.
All of that.
Salute Your Shorts, Pete and Pete. Well, that was on
Salute Your
Snick.
Shorts, I was cool on. Pete and Pete was
That was
actually
on
pretty
Snick.
hard. Pete and Pete was actually underrated.
Are you afraid like that was Snick?
Are you
All Real Monsters.
Yeah.
It had the Beetlejuice cartoon. But that's what I'm saying. Like they was good, but I think also the Disney after school was underrated too. Like the Aladdin series was actually dope.
Right, the story of Hercules.
Was dope. DuckTales was definitely dope.
Oh, yeah.
Darkwing Duck was dope.
Bruh.
That was the
Tailspin
realest.
Tailspin.
Was dope.
Darkwing Duck. That's my shit. Let's
What
get
was,
dangerous.
Scrooge McDuck,
I was
yeah.
the hell watching Mighty Morphin
And then
Power
actually the
Rangers,
Goof
I
Troopers.
was too.
The hardest thing was Saturday.
Beetleborgs.
The hardest thing was Saturday
Yeah.
mornings. You had
VR
one
Troopers,
Saturday.
you know?
Yeah, VR Troopers.
You had one Saturday.
Mummy's
morning.
alive, my God.
Ooh, that was actually a hard show.
Beast Wars.
Beast Wars.
I like Beast Wars more than I like Transformers, dare I
Beast
say.
Wars came
Jesus.
on
I do
before
too.
school.
Yeah.
Beast Wars came on
Cheetos,
before
I do.
school.
Optimus Primal.
Right.
I fuck with Reboot too.
What was my dude? Cheetor,
Cheetos. my
Rat
God.
Trap,
Yeah.
What's the spider lady?
Black Arachnia.
Right.
Yeah.
Black Arachnia.
Optimus Primal.
Yeah. I like how they
Were
flipped
they
it.
cokeheads? Huh? Back then?
Oh.
I think every talented artist was a cokehead.
I'm just saying.
But we
you know
are
how Starscream
we are
was
skipping
cokehead.
Cartoon Network. They had
Autobots,
Dexter's
roll up.
Laboratory.
We skipping Fox Kids. We had Ninja Turtles.
Bobby
Recess.
Shaolin Showdown. Detention.
Bobby Pearl,
Back in
Jackie
the
Chan
animated
show.
series was
Jackie
on Fox
Chan show.
Kids. Yeah,
What
Jackie
happened?
Chan. That was WB.
So what was
That would be
what
Fox
was,
Kids when they had the merger.
what was
Bobby Pearl.
Recess?
One Saturday morning. We had to choose between one Saturday morning too.
Yeah.
One Saturday morning.
They
we
had
Fox
Recess,
Kids and WB.
My girl with the
WB
red hair and the
Jam.
braces.
Animaniacs. Come on, man.
Animaniacs.
Tiny.
What was that chick with the red hair and the braces?
Pepper
Ann.
Oh, yeah.
When
Doug.
Doug got big time and got on one Saturday morning.
No, we had Science Court.
That's my
Sonic.
favorite show.
Science Court.
Sonic was my shit.
Sonic
Adventures
too,
of Sonic. What Sonic says at the end of the day?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Doug
Hard.
Funny was definitely, dude, that was my dude, man. That was my favorite show, dude.
Yeah, that's right. He did have the upgrade.
Skeeter.
He went from Nick to
Skeeter,
Disney.
yeah,
Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Though. Skeeter's a weird name to have.
Right.
Skeeter.
The intro was just so hard.
Pork chop.
Pork chop, patty mayonnaise,
Shut up, na.
Roger Clyde.
Right.
Roger Clyde.
Roger. Who's the worst? Who's the worst character? Roger or Helga?
And Helga, I was about to say,
Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
I don't think
Helga was annoying to me.
Helga was annoying, but Roger was on trash for sure.
Yeah, Roger
Angelica was on trash from
Angelica
Rugrats.
Right.
definitely
Angelica
on
was a little
trash.
spoiled little brat.
She was definitely on
She was
trash.
manipulating them little kids,
Right.
man.
Hey, do this dumb shit so I don't get in trouble.
Right.
I'll make you all do my bidding. Hee hee.
You know what should be a comic or they should convert it to anime? Steven Universe.
I heard Steven Universe.
Steven
solid.
Universe is great.
It's
Solid.
cool.
Like, let me tell you, like, it's so many underlining things in Steven Universe. I can appreciate it because I work with kids. Like, they teach you how to accept people for who they are. Like, how to actually work with a child who, you know, maybe a little bit underdeveloped, but you're trying to teach him and, you know, help him become a better person. And then the storyline just got dark out of nowhere.
You know what?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Like, it got real dark.
They turned
when I
out
went back and watched after like the disappointment of Game of Thrones, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That shit like
Avatar always went. That movie was ass.
But the show's aging like fine wine. I'm like,
and Legend of Korra ain't no slap.
It's not as good as Avatar. It has moments where it could be greater.
Hey, that's one of the actually one of the best. That's Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the best Nickelodeon games ever. Did you play the game on Xbox? That game is cold.
Yeah, I played the game.
The game is actually cold.
They should have kept Avatar going.
I felt like Avatar and Legend of Korra, like Nick didn't know what to do with a show like that.
I'll tell you exactly what to do with it. After Korra, they could have.
They're supposed to be in season 4, and then find out what happened to Azula and Zuko's mother and stuff.
They could have did that. They could have took it.
They said no.
They could have took it back to like. All right, they did it a little bit in Korra, like the Legend of the First Airbender. They could have made that into a show, like how the actual first real Avatar, came into creation. Like
Nickelodeon didn't know what to do with that show. I think it was just like too advanced for them.
Give it to Cartoon Network.
Give it to Cartoon Network.
They gave in to the pressure.
Yeah.
The Boondocks is supposedly returning. I guess Ian Magruder and Sony finally made a deal, and they actually rebooting the series. But it's going to be the same character's voice.
Bro,
so
I can't wait.
I can't wait. So it's officially in the works too.
I don't know, man. It's been too much time. I don't know how to feel about it.
As a father of 3, I can't wait. But I have to lock them in their rooms, man, for this. And I can't wait for
You got to do the same thing you did for Game of Thrones with them.
I cannot wait.
Right.
Boondocks is
But
returning.
Boondocks, man, I can't wait. My kids, hopefully, will not be watching. But then again...
Hey... I say go for it. I say go for it because, they're going to say some extra shit.
Nigga, you gay.
Right. But...
They won't say that now.
They're not going to say that.
Riley probably going to be trans. It's just the culture we in.
But there's going to be some messages that I think your kids probably can depict from it.
The Boondocks, hey man, that's what's up. Y'all coming back because I know them and Sony. Because people think it was Cartoon Network's fault, but it was Sony.
Really?
Pictures, yeah, they own this shit. I mean, I guess they couldn't get to agreement with Aaron Magruder.
Somebody asked 15 minutes ago, who do we want to be in Boondocks? And E40 got to be. Absolutely.
He don't say ooh no more.
Yes, he does.
No,
He says ah.
I listened to his whole album, man. His last album, I was disappointed. There was not one ooh in there.
He said,
It's no for sugar down.
Whoever has the question, I don't know who it be Joe.
He dialed it back, man.
I would definitely want E40 to be in it.
I love you.
Drake's got to be in it.
So let's talk. The WB might be canceling the DC universe.
I don't want to talk about.
Did you hear that they canceled Swamp Thing?
after one episode?
You got to be kidding me.
First
off, have you watched it?
I saw the first
I heard it was
episode.
good too.
It's lit.
The first episode was creepy as shit.
It's super lit. And
it reminded you of the Green Lady.
Let me tell you.
But this is the thing.
It reminded me of the Green Lady.
Why they might cancel DC Universe because they're trying to be like Disney Plus. Disney Plus got the Marvel things. Well, they don't have a separate Marvel thing streaming service at all. So the Warner Brothers, since they own DC, like they want to come out with their own streaming service and just merge everything together.
Oh,
but it's like y'all already established DC Universe. Y'all ain't think that far ahead.
And I feel like this is what they're doing with the DC EU or whatever extended universe.
Y'all
are
reactive.
You're reactive. Just do what you're doing.
Right.
You ain't got the.
Don't worry about what Disney Plus is doing.
Nigga, y'all got comic books.
Right, y'all got.
That junk go hard.
Hella comic books, man.
Y'all got Krypton. Krypton was the truth.
But you gotta look at it this way. Like the majority of the people at this table is saying that it's great work, and it is great work. But the numbers might not be saying that as far as those independent animated series. Like who knows? Like I came across Batman versus Robin on some freak type shit. Pause. Like on some like spontaneous. I'm messing around. I'm looking at YouTube videos of like top 10 animes of this year or something like that, and that just happened to pop up, and I'm like, I didn't even know Batman fought Robin. What's this all about?
Oh, so you never seen Batman versus Robin?
No, I saw all of it, but I'm saying that's how I came across finding out. It wasn't like word of mouth. Like nobody's really talking about the animated movies, which are great. They better than most animated movies that come out in the theaters.
I feel like that's how they come across by word of mouth, because that's how I hear about it, word of mouth.
Man, I go to this website.
But what I'm saying is that's selective though. It's not like Game of Thrones where you go everywhere you go, you're hearing about
that shit.
Yeah, DC has always been something you gotta kind of go the extra mile for to find.
That is true.
Yeah.
Besides Batman and Superman and maybe Justice League.
Because I didn't hear about Flashpoint Paradox till you told me about it. Like most of the DC movies,
It's
I
from
hear
people
about.
who happen to watch anime or dig around for movies like that.
For real, Joe the DC plug. But once I got that DC universe, man,
I'm just waiting on that Batman Hush movie. Y'all know that movie coming out?
Yeah,
Hush.
coming out.
It's everything I want as a DC fan,
and I
it's
think
right there. And I just feel like, come on,
I think
man, like
right.
They finally gave me something I needed.
I think it's always been like because I think the first movie I saw, a DC movie, was like Batman Red Hood, and that's when that shit was on Netflix.
No, it's probably not.
I was in college.
It's right in the Phantasm.
I wouldn't count that. That was like part of. That was early 90s. Yeah. I was talking about like afterwards.
Red Hood, and stuff. Batman versus Robin.
But Master of the Phantasm was underrated too. It didn't perform that well in the back box office, but that was like a great ass Batman movie. That was great. I remember.
I watched that again.
That shit great.
DC know how to kill it on the movie tip.
The animated movies.
Yeah,
they definitely do, and that's their strong suit. And I feel like with Warner Brothers is like. I mean, they try to execute the wrong foresight. Like, they see, like, oh, Disney doing it. Like you said, they're reactive. Like, no, just keep doing what y'all doing. And I feel like Warner Brothers don't have the shows like Disney to come through.
Right.
What they gonna put on there, Moesha?
Was that even done?
And I ain't trying to be funny, but to me, I feel like...
Because when I think about, like,
to me, I feel like...
You gonna put Supernatural on there?
Right.
Or some shit.
To me, I feel like
Supernatural does go hard. Well, it did go hard.
Up to season 5. After season 5.
Is that after he went to hell for the first time or the second time or the third time?
That was them dealing with Armageddon and shit.
Okay, I agree with you. Yeah. After Armageddon, where else you gonna go?
They fought the devil too damn early.
Right.
What the hell is stronger than the devil? You gotta make up some shit.
Yeah, they start going to alphas and then like
you gotta make up something.
Things. It wasn't. Before alphas, it was like the original ones who created the alphas and other shit. And now it's
doing
like
too much.
Angels are bad now.
Right.
You're making up. Come on now.
And they try.
Michael the Archangel is really bad. Like,
and they try to change because demons were once
supernatural.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of angels,
what about, is Black Lightning part of that?
No.
Black Lightning is good.
Bruh, Black Lightning is the truth.
Yeah, it is.
Man.
But speaking of angels, Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, season 2. Got lit.
You're the only person I heard that shit was ass.
Man, I like that shit because they incorporated angels. Like they got something else to talk about now because they through talking about the devil. He popped up, showed his face. They won. Whatever.
That sound like
they about to fail on some supernatural shit.
That Darksiders game. Darksiders.
Nah, they might be moving too fast.
I don't know.
They might be moving too fast.
What you go get? That's bigger than the devil. Yeah.
The angels, because technically the devil's supposed to be on their team, because that's who they were praising.
But I'm sorry about Leviathans. That's the other shit they worked off of after Supernatural, after the devil.
Leviathans,
right?
Archangel and all that. Yeah,
he wound up looking like a regular person.
Right. It was like many of them. And it was like
Leviathan looked like he was supposed to sell you a car. Like it was crazy.
Right.
I knew they jumped when they started talking about
30 feet tall.
When they started talking about alphas, like the original vampire, the original werewolf, they much more stronger and shit. I'm like,
so the vampire made the devil.
Right. No, but this is like, and then like then the monsters go to their own point. They don't go to heaven and hell. They go to purgatory and shit.
Doing too much. But anyway, back to the DC universe and back to Swamp Thing. Bruh, the first episode was very promising. Second episode was the truth. They made Swamp Thing look like, bruh, he's a beast. And I'm like, damn, they canceled it after the first episode. But then again, it's just behind the scenes stuff. And like I said, do what you're doing.
R.I.P.
Don't try to be they already R.I.P. They cinematic universe because you're trying to catch up to something that was already like 15 movies deep.
I think they learned now because I think they're doing Wonder Woman roll out pretty good for Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah, she's doing okay, but I'm telling y'all right now, as a DC person, I literally sit at home and I'll be on Netflix like, man, ain't nothing on. And I'll be like, oh, I got DC Universe, bruh. And I go in there and I say, I can read a comic book on my TV. Like, they got the formula, but I just hope, like he said, it might be the numbers or whatever is not doing.
Yeah,
they have just sucks, man. Like you can find whatever comic you want. You know what I'm saying? You can find all that. You can read it on your TV.
That's how I feel.
They got all the old shows.
Krypton. Joe put me on the Krypton. Krypton is the truth.
That's how I felt about Sega as a console.
Segway.
as a console business because Sega was ahead of its time, and that was his weakness. It was the first system with a dashboard. Like the Sega Saturn had a legit dashboard with music, with the works that wasn't bland like PlayStation.
Dreamcast had an internet connection too.
Yeah, it was the first ones doing everything. And like they games was lit. It was just some of them was cheese. It just had a certain feel to it. But I know what I noticed that Sega's done, they mismanaged a lot of great opportunities.
Yeah.
They stayed ahead of their time, but some of their stuff with their titles, like their
fast.
winning titles, it's not even the speed. I mean, yeah, as far as being ahead of the time, yeah. But it's just like, let's look at the Sonic games, for example. Like a perfect design Sonic games. Like the thing that bothers me about Sonic, which I'm gonna get into the fans, talk about the fans later. Like the fans totally blow my mind. Like the logic behind Sonic fans, because they're divided. Okay, I'm one half of the division, but what Sega ends up doing with Sonic is, okay, we know Sonic the Hedgehog. What do we know about Sonic, guys? He runs fast, right? Mm-hmm. Where does he reside?
In a tree, right?
Let's not all speak at once.
He stays in the tree, right?
No, he doesn't stay in the tree.
Oh, man.
I'm disappointed in myself, but honestly, I don't know.
No. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because Sonic doesn't have a set place where he resides. The thing is because Green Hill Zone, which is a great stage, which is a great piece of nostalgia. Sonic 1 laid the foundation out for what you should do when you're trying to create a mascot for a dynasty of a company. Sega. You think Sega? You think Sonic. Why? Because Sonic's game, his debut game, was fire. Everything that Mario was doing, this was like instant competition. And the Genesis went in and say, not only we going to do that, we going to do what NFL 2K did to Madden. We going to make our prices cheaper, and we going to give you extra games when you buy our stuff. That's why they got into the competition the way that they did. On a history check, in case you didn't know. Like Genesis and Nintendo ain't come out at the same time. Genesis watched what Nintendo was doing for a minute. Saw Super Nintendo come out, they was like, no, we got to bring somebody out the bag. We got to do something. Because even like Sonic's prior designs, it wasn't the way that it is now. Like he looked totally different before. He looked a little weird. But long story short, the more or less of it. Point is, Sonic has all of these games, but the settings change so much. It's no consistency. Now, Sonic's 1 through 3, or should I say Sonic's 1 through Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah,
and I'm talking about the canon games. Yeah. They all were set in you get a general idea of what his world is like. You know what I'm saying? We got Green Hill Zone, Spring Yard Zone, these different zones in these areas, but you get a certain vibe from there. But then at some point, the people at Sega decided to say, we got this working formula. Let's go to the drawing board and try something different. So they go in here and they changes it up. And now they got games where Sonic is in worlds that's like real. It's got actual humans there, and they're dwelling instead of just before it was simple. It was just save the animals. You jump on a robot, the animal pop out, you beat up Dr. Eggman. That's the only human you need to know about. And then you jump on a little capsule, boom, the animals run out, you did your job. Way to go.
Are you referring to the game they had on Sega Dreamcast?
Sega Genesis. I mean, this is his routine.
No, I'm talking about the Dreamcast where they made the world 3D and
that's one of them. I mean, you can include that too. No, I like that game, but what I'm saying is that it's inconsistent because you have games that's part of canon that where it's in that world, but then you also have games that's part of canon that's not in that world.
Okay. Because Mario stayed consistent. That's what we say. Like
Mario, his consistency is that it didn't jump around like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? His consistency is that it just remained consistent, but Sonic just jumped around. Like 06, he was just full blown in the real world with humans. He actually kissed a human girl. Like it got weird. And not to mention that game was horrible. Like the people that like the design and the mechanics, it's bad. Sega, excuse me, I love y'all, but let me tell you something. There is no reason that within the last 2 years, your best game was a game made by not you, but the fans.
And I think Sega's fault too was as well, like we was talking about, like when they came out too fast. Like actually, Dreamcast was cool if they never came out with the Saturn. Like they tried to sell your ass on the Sega Saturn, and it was the most powerful console, but that stunk up the whole place and didn't really sell. Like it was hard.
It didn't sell, but it had some great titles. I love Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
They had Virtual Cop, Fighter, Daytona USA, Clockwork Knight. I can go down. My God, like let me tell you, I love Sega Saturn. It was an underrated system. I'm not saying it was better than PlayStation, but it had a place in my heart that was dear. It had some good titles on there. It ain't hold a candle to PlayStation because it didn't last as long. Because like you said, they tried to usher in Dreamcast way too quick.
Yeah.
Dreamcast was great. Dreamcast was a great game too. But the problem with Dreamcast is that they didn't show enough commitment to the console and the development of the console, because the consoles came out and the games was great and the console was great, but the consoles were like batteries. The thing was, it's like they were the prelude to 3 Rings of Death on Xbox 360, because a lot of people was having a system and then you'll be hearing like, I got a Dreamcast but it don't work. What you mean? I was playing it and it just burnt out. It don't work anymore. Yeah. Like, that's literally what was happening in the Dreamcast.
Yeah. And then that's why people were skeptical from the Wii U to the Switch, because, like, you turn around trying to sell me something different when you try to tell me on
that's because Wii U did bad. But Wii U was better than the Wii to me.
The Wii U, that's the one. The
Wii U was a gamepad.
That junk did go hard.
I like the Wii U.
That junk
it was better, but it was still like in the climate of like everything. It was still performing.
Yeah, it was just they exposed it in the wrong time capsule. It wasn't gonna work.
But I'm glad Nintendo like was able to see with the Switch with that them turning around.
The Switch is solid.
Yeah,
the Switch is solid. But the thing with Sega is like I said, I don't know, man. Like they just, it was like the death row of games to me, because it had all this talent. It just didn't know how to cultivate it. Because think about the titles that was on there: Crazy Taxi. Right. You had Shenmue. You had Fighting Vipers. Right. You had Ready to Rumble. You had Sonic. All the Sonics. I mean, except for the ones that just stunk because they got too experimental. They got like I can just keep going.
Fantasy Star.
Yes. Like, Sega got some solid titles in their belt. That's why they keep releasing those Sega Genesis collections, because they know that they had that fire on there. They had Shinobi, they had Shadow Dancer, Streets of Rage, Vector Man, Earthworm Jim, Columns, Comics.
Earthworm and Shinobi went
like, so what? Yeah. Like, what Super Nintendo had the better chip and like better graphics. Like, they still showed that like.
Oh yeah, the aesthetics is the icing on the cake, bro.
And
but the gameplay is what matters the most, and story. My favorite game of all time is by far a very unpleasant looking game. Final Fantasy Tactics does not look great by any means, but it gets the point across. I love the way the game plays. It's one of my favorite soundtracks. It's one of my favorite games for the story. I enjoy Final Fantasy Tactics in its entirety, and that's the unpopular opinion of Final Fantasy titles, because that's looked at as like less significant because you got Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I'm trying to think what is my favorite game. I think it's Resident Evil 2, Donkey Kong Country 2, or Super Metroid. It's between the 3.
Those are some solid. Sega's my joint, man. But the Sonic fans, bro,
they indecisive.
Sonic fans, and I was just about to say that Sonic fans are indecisive. Like, my wife is a perfect example. As long as I've known her, that's what we got. That's what we hit it off for when we started playing games. She was like, "Oh my god, I love playing games. I really love Sonic." Then she started really emphasizing Sonic. Then I realized, when we go places, like when we go shopping and stuff, she can't make up her mind what she want. End up at the mall, end up at wherever for hours.
I think that's just a woman thing.
No, it's not just a woman thing, because I have male friends who are diehard Sonic fans who, like, when it comes to making a decision, they're stalling out. Because they really are that, they're that stuck on being afraid of committing to something and it don't work out for them, I think, that they don't make no decision. And I notice these mental patterns, excluding me, of course. You know, I ain't perfect, but I'm just saying, I just make the decision. But I just noticed I'm on that side of the spectrum, because this is what Sonic fans do. Sonic team sit here, like, we about to make this solid game. It's about to be, you know, it's not Sonic Adventure. It's not Sonic the Hedgehog. It's going to be a whole new Sonic. We going to introduce this whole different idea. We going to kind of do what Mario does, because Mario got different themes. All Mario is a regular guy who just end up in these situations.
Right.
Sonic he can't end up in situations if he too fast, because he too fucking fast. Like, if you're playing a game that requires you to fight, and Sonic his ability is running 200 miles an hour, or speed of light or whatever, you're taken away from his character. Thus, it's no longer a Sonic game. That's why the fucking Knights of the Brotherhood was shit. Why do you have Sonic with a sword and shield in a game on a Wii where he can't even run backwards?
For real?
The game's horrible. Sonic and the Secret Ring is another one. Every Wii
That's
game
when he turns into a werewolf.
No. Sonic Unleashed was cold. Man, let me tell you.
You like the
that
only
got criticized.
person that I know that said it was cold for real.
Unleashed is one of the best ones, and I don't care what people say. Unleashed is one of the best ones because it allows you to fight people. But the thing is because he turned into a werewolf, which is like what is unsavory to that certain half of the fans. It's unsavory to them because it's like, oh, he turned into a wolf, oh, he's slow and stuff. But that's the whole point, is that they wanted to change the theme up and make it so that he can fight, but they don't want to betray his nature as a fast character. So that's why you have Sonic missions, then you have Sonic the Werehog missions. Because Sonic the Werehog is when it's nighttime, niggas is catching a fade. No. I'm big, I'm a wolf now, we about to see what's up. Who was out here terrorizing the city? And that's not the Green Hill Zone. Like, the world is like the world. Mm-hmm. It's like, you ever played a game where they got, like Midnight Club is a perfect example, where it's a racing game, and the cars look like real cars in real life, but they don't have their names. They got, like, cheesy names. Like, that's what Sonic Unleashed is. Instead of Spain, they got Spagnola or something like that. And instead of like, Greece, they got Apollos. Midnight Club 3, it was cool. Mixed fan. Dub Edition went hard.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Midnight Club 3.
Dub Edition went hard. The one after that, like that remix where they try to have, like, Birdman hosted, it wasn't that great. Not to me. I feel like Birdman tainted a great series. But right. But with Sonic, man, like, that's what they criticized. It was like, oh, this is too different. He turned into a werewolf and blah 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 blah. But then when Sonic Generations come out, which is supposed to have been a nod to people wanting nostalgia, you want the best of both worlds. We got classic Sonic and Sonic in the game where they meet up. And you get to play the 2D side-scrolling style Sonic and on these stages, and then you can play the 3D style Sonic in this stage. And guess what? If you like the classic Sonic design, he's here. And if you like the modern style design Sonic, he's here because the fans are divvied up like that. They want I like short, fat Sonic, but my wife loves this tall, skinny, Sonic. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy. So they finally make a game that puts them there. What do they say? Well, the stages is the same. Like, every time they make something, the fans complain about something because it's just divvied up. Because my wife is she's stuck on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Everything is, if it's Sonic Adventure 3, I'll get it because Sonic 06 broke my heart. I'm like, first off, you didn't buy the game. Second off, I know that it's trash, but that's like not forgiving somebody that cheated on you like 6 years ago if they're a whole new man, Claire. This person, Sonic then came out with at least 4 solid titles since then.
So would you rather see side-scrolling Sonic or fully realized 3D world Sonic?
Either one. I have an open mind because Sonic Mania, like I said, over the past 10 years, Sonic Mania, I would say it tops my favorite, which is Sonic Unleashed, because because the fans made it, and they made it in a way that honored what made Sonic in the first place. But that got criticized because it's like, oh, it's Green Hill Zone is there again. Well, it's in the Green Hill Zone world, motherfucker. What you want? What do you want? Right. Because if you don't have Green Hill Zone in it, then you like, it's too different. But if Green Hill Zone's in it, now it's too much of the same. And that's where we have this issue. It's like, it don't matter what. It's like, damn if they do, damn if they don't. But then you got the people at Sega that's just taking the shit way out of context and doing crazy stuff. You ended up with games like Sonic Lost World, which is supposed to be like Mario Galaxy. I'm like, why are you doing that? It's not terrible, but we know where the gimmick came from.
Did you like Sonic 3D? The first one that was on.
It was okay. I like Sonic CD.
It was challenging.
I like Sonic CD. I don't know. 3D, was that the one where it was like a diagonal view? I like Sonic 1, 2,
I think
3.
my favorite is probably 2, Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic 2 is that jazz. But 1 got that soundtrack. 2 Sonic. Oh, let's talk about that. Sonic's music though. No matter how crappy the game was, their music stayed consistent.
Yeah.
Like, actually, when you get a chance, when we done with the podcast, I'm gonna show you like one of my favorite video game songs. It's from Sonic 2, and it's raw because it's a final boss song, but it's a remix. It's a remix of the intro opening song, which is all about like, it's called Endless Possibilities, which is supposed to be like it's from Sonic Unleashed. It's about being it's like motivational. It's a motivational upbeat song, but then when they flip it on the final boss, they got it like fully orchestrated, dog. Like, bruh, like it's hard. Like it's like you gotta. I can't explain it. I remixed the song. I flipped the song like 4, 5, 6 times.
That's right.
But anyway, yeah, Sonic fans, man, we need to get it together. Sega, definitely get it together. If you can't do it, you need to go back to you need to learn from what you allowed last year. Co-sign some fans who know how to make the game better than you can. Sometimes you just gotta bow out and let the more talented people come in and take care of it. Don't be like a DJ Khaled. Like, come out here and let the young guns come in here and show some fresh ideas, better approach at the situation. I'm not saying y'all bad, but y'all not making the best decisions right now. And fans, y'all need to stop complaining about every little thing, dog. Like, the Sonic Forces wasn't too bad. It was just short, but y'all making it sound like, oh, this game horrible. It's like, bruh, shut up. Because in a minute, Sonic gonna get the plug pulled out, and then what?
Yeah.
I think 2077 was a highlight for me. I think the second trailer was more gameplay. But they said they saw a lot more behind the demo, behind the stage demo, whatever, behind the door demo, and they showed them like actually using the motorcycle and stuff. And then Keanu Reeves is in the game.
Yeah,
I think that was a highlight. It's funny how Keanu Reeves is like a household name now, like with John Wick and stuff. There's so many jokes this week just from like Keanu Reeves. And what's that? Ghostwire Tokyo, the people behind Evil Within 1 and 2. Even though
that Thanos snap hit them in the game, bruh.
Talking about the Avengers trailer?
No, I'm talking about the Ghostwire trap, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did.
In the trailer, motherfuckers just start disappearing out their clothes, bro.
It's like the Rapture or like Thanos snap.
Yeah. Thanos snap affecting people in games that ain't even associated with Marvel.
I mean, the trailers that I saw the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game. I'm a little excited for it. Not all the way excited,
Bro,
but
I'm just gonna tell you, hold your expectations, man, because like anime games, from Bandai, they haven't had the greatest rep.
I mean, but there's only been like one bad Dragon Ball game.
It was 2.
What was the second one?
Xenoverse
I said
2.
Xenoverse was.
It was 1 and 2.
That's one. That's
still 2.
I give you that. Okay, but outside of the Xenoverse set, ain't been no trash Dragon Ball. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'm
saying, be careful, man.
Right.
Because Jump Force was shitty too.
I mean, Jump Force ain't Dragon Ball Z,
but it's 3D, and I think they got over Fighters because it was just
strictly
a fighter.
So you're saying because of Jump Force, the Dragon Ball games are gonna.
Fighters isn't made by the same people that made the other ones though. Fighters is made by the same people that made Blast Blue.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what Blast Blue is.
That's a dope ass anime style fighting game.
Oh, okay.
It's got its own story and everything.
Was that the game you were showing me over here when you were in the class?
That's Persona.
Okay.
Persona 5.
It's something like that. It's along that range. It's not the same world.
It's the same world, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not.
But I also saw, now, don't laugh at me, but I also saw the new trailer for the Pokemon game.
Sword and Shield, that shit's hot. That shit hot.
Like, they making it into a 3D world, like, and I can appreciate that. Like, that's what I've been looking for.
Yeah.
I had Pokemon on Nintendo 64, and honestly, that was probably one of the best.
Stadium.
Yeah, best game I had because you could still do the regular Ash Ketchum stuff. Go to the gyms, battle people, still train and develop your Pokemon. And I was just waiting on them to just tighten it up and incorporate the actual stories from the smaller consoles, the Game Boys and stuff. Go ahead and make that 3D.
And that's why I said, like, Nintendo had the best showing of their core artists. Like, I was really not interested in too much unless Astral Chain. I like what they show from Astral Chain.
I miss Nintendo's whole.
But other than that, like, I mean, I can see how people are excited for that.
I like I just wish they had some gameplay because I don't know how to feel about the Avengers game.
That's the thing with the whole E3, like, not enough gameplay from anybody.
I don't know how
the most
to feel.
gameplay was Final Fantasy VII, I think. Like, when you showed it on stage, when they showed it. And then from, like, the Nintendo's conference, they showed a lot of gameplay, but, like, everybody else.
I believe it or not, I'm excited about that Mario Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Oh, yeah, and that Watch Dogs Legion. That looks good.
Yeah. I don't even care about Watch Dogs, but that one look interesting.
You could have, like, a whole army of grannies doing shit.
What my thing is I've been an Xbox guy for a very long time, and I'm just disappointed in Xbox again. Like, yeah, you debuted the future console or whatever, but
it's like the same thing.
Like Jared is a PlayStation guy. I was an Xbox guy for the longest, but I got PlayStation, and I understand now. Like, PlayStation got exclusives, man, and I realized like Xbox, when it come down to it, man, when y'all, PlayStation dipped out of E3, y'all had to think to yourself, y'all don't have no like exclusives. And that's how I kind of felt like as an Xbox person. Yeah, I can't really. I got Halo. Like, I can't,
Halo,
like,
Gears and Force.
Yeah, like, I can't, like, combat Sony's exclusive, game, and I think that's where they're.
That Halo Infinite is supposed to be hard.
I think that's hard, but it's like.
But that was a
Halo,
cinematic. It wasn't no gameplay that.
Right. But I feel like, but Xbox though, ever since Halo came out, that's all you like. Oh, we got Halo.
I feel like Sony gave them the alley, but they didn't oop.
They didn't.
They
exactly.
definitely did. Like Sony was like, here's the stage for you guys, and like what they showed was good, but they didn't show gameplay. Like, why did you not show gameplay for Gears 5? That's coming out in 3 months. That is your biggest game, and you've been hyping it up, saying like the gameplay, the campaign.
What game?
Gears 5.
Okay.
The gameplay for the campaign is going to be like so much different and varied and things like this, and you didn't show nothing of it. You just showed CGI for a multiplayer mode that people are just probably going to look over because they just
I don't know
like
how I feel about
Gears.
that plot though, Jared. You been following the plot for Gears?
I know they're trying to make like Kate. She might be like the Locust Queen. Or
Yeah, I'm like, man, what? But but you know what? I guess it's good closure because I always wondered like, what's up with Queen Mira? Like, why does she look human? Mm-hmm. And all them drones is like ugly as shit. They all look like Wendy Williams.
And then I think that's was the point of the trailer, but they just dropped the ball. And then they showed Halo Infinite, which, I mean, I'm glad they launching that on the next Xbox because you need a big game. And that's what I think about, worried about Sony when they launch the next system. What's going to be their big game? Because I think it's going to be too early for God of War. Because dude on vacation right now.
He's still kicking back. He's still kicking back off the funds from the last one.
I think the next PS5 might launch with the next Horizon Zero Dawn, which was a great game.
Forza.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course, Xbox gonna launch with, but like, it's good that y'all launched with Halo Infinite. That's gonna get like big buzz, but it's like what they showed was just like you said, was CGI, and then for it to market it be like a next gen console. I mean, it didn't look like that. Like, oh, this is what I'm into next or whatever, because people actually had screenshots of like Killzone Shadowfall, which that was the launch title for PS4 next to Halo Infinite, and it was just like. Yo, like sometimes it still just looks better, but it really was Xbox shine the time. Like what they showed was good, but it's just like the execution.
He didn't capture it, man.
And that's what I said. Like
Nintendo
was able to capture the moment. I feel like for their core audience or whatever, like what they showed, it was pretty good. And then next, I'll probably put up there, probably Square Enix. Bethesda was alright. Doom Eternal looks fire. Like Doom Eternal, bruh.
Yeah.
Did y'all any of y'all play Doom 2016?
I have not.
That shit was good, but Doom Eternal looks, bro. That shit looks good. Wolfenstein, Youngblood. The Avengers game looked cool. Like they should show more gameplay.
I like the fact they got Captain America.
But people talking about like
looking a certain type of way.
All of them, because it's like I guess you expect to see the MCU. I don't know if y'all seen what the character models look like.
I've seen.
So they look like generic Walmart Great Value brands of the MCU.
No, be honest, they look like their characters if the MCU didn't happen.
Really think
Pretty
so?
much.
Even Iron Man with the long hippie hair?
They're B plus characters, and that's what they look like.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that.
They're B plus heroes, and that's what they look like.
Yeah, definitely, because Black Widow, man, she looks so generic.
Dude, Black Widow. Black Widow look like she'd be at Magic City in Cleveland, not at Atlanta.
It looked like she belonged, on the west side of Cleveland.
Not even west side. I'm talking about like
here
St.
go
Clair.
right here.
The character
Real.
models. Yeah.
Here go right here.
I think the only person that look cool is Captain America. But I mean,
Right,
I think I just because we used
he
to the
looks
MCU.
like a Captain America
David
guy.
Banner.
He looks like a Captain America guy.
Did you say David Banner?
No, he did not.
What's his name?
That is Bruce Banner.
Same.
I know, but he said David Banner.
Yeah.
David Banner. Not every time I see the Hulk, I'm gonna think like a pimp.
Oh, you can't see Tony Hawk, but Tony Stark got this long hair. He got like hippie.
Real Hulks get down on the floor. Real Hulks get down.
No, but you remember Def Jam New York. That was his persona.
Raw.
He was like Bruce Banner. That was his persona.
Here go David.
I get it.
Here go Tony Stark.
But it's still funny as shit.
That's Tony Stark without his mask.
He got longer hair. I guess it's like a time skip because they show him with longer hair like this other guy.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Real Hulks get down on the floor.
But but this E3 is not as big as like other E3s.
Hey, you gotta play that song.
Like a pimp.
Like a pimp.
A real green with bad table manners.
R.I.P. Lil Flip's career.
Damn.
Wow. Play the
You
sad
even have to
music.
say that, bro.
Right.
Like you didn't even have to say that.
Y'all been savage. all night.
Same, bro.
People got feelings.
I'm sorry. But Joe, Mario, man, you funny. Man.
He said David Banner,
He's
bro.
the only person here that can actually understand what he's doing right now.
Wait, what?
You the only person.
David
I
Banner.
know, but dude, you got me dying, man.
Yeah.
I definitely just did like 600 sit-ups at my workout. It hurt because you
Shit hurt.
freaking up.
But yeah, E3 this year was just, it was mid. It was cool.
You broke out the whole song.
Real
Hulk get down the road.
Oh, man.
Right.
That's how he was in game.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Him and Scarlet Witch. I mean, him and whatever the Natasha. Nobody knows her as Natasha.
These movies are good as fuck.
But anyway, yeah. Her and Professor Hulk has some deleted scenes that we don't want to see.
Right.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Hulk killed that shit.
Definitely. Hulk smash.
Real Hulks was, I don't know, flow.
Oh shit!
Right.
You gotta see this bird move. He be like Becky, and the bird be like, "What?" You're like, "When you gonna let me smash?" The way he said it was so funny, bro. Let me smash. Bitches like sticks. Sticks.
Hey,
sticks.
Was
He
that
was
Tony?
sticks.
Tony?
He went from the Incredible
You said it was
Hulk
Bird?
to
Bird. It's birds. It's on one of them try not to laugh challenges.
Oh.
Like, let me smash.
he went from the Incredible Hulk to
Birds. That shit funny.
Birds. That sounds like a UK rapper.
It's because the way he say "let me smash" be killing me, man.
Let me
Like,
smash.
Becky, you gonna let me smash? She was like, no, Ron. I don't love you. She was like, your tail is too small. He was like, damn.
All right, all
She
right.
used to, she used to let me smash. She was like, nah, she's smashing Robert. Robert's a hoe. Bitches like sticks. I'll give her a stick.
What?
All right,
Stick,
man.
stick.
Okay, all right. Home stretch.
Let me smash.
Come on.
You gotta see that fucking video. Oh, you gotta type in "let me smash bird," man. That shit is hilarious.
Afterwards, we almost done.
Oh
Gotcha.
man.
E3 though this year was kind of mid.
We still pull E3.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the last thing. I was trying to close it and then do more of the story. So, because we here.
Because we here.
We at the end. We made it.
You're sound like a 45-year-old white father. This is it.
That's it, yeah.
This is the third store.
When we time we started at 8:30, it's
Barely.
11:30.
This
Right.
is store.
Sweating.
This is oh.
Sweating
I
his
thought this was
freedom
gonna
locks
go by
out, man.
fast.
It's freedom blocks.
Hell
I thought it was gonna go by
no.
fast with this topic.
No, man.
Not at
It's
all.
looking like an S curl.
This
He
topic
wants to get
list
out.
was definitely not up to par with the crew tonight. I don't know what to say.
I'm about to say, out the part of what? Huh?
The crew.
John is a pop tart.
So Jerry Moreland's story.
He
So you
extra
said the top,
toasted.
the top of the list is
Steaming like an
trash.
oven.
I was
Like a
I was
bitch.
trying to agree with you.
He couldn't
Saying
he
that
couldn't-
it wasn't gonna take this long.
But his
Oh.
mouth said something totally different. He said, "I'm just gonna have lemons." Boss.
Oh,
Hey man,
man.
he didn't fry me with that.
Man.
That was it. That was the end. That was the end.
But you know
That's
what
I'm
the
done.
place?
Fuck
You know
that.
what I'm trying to make my next trip be? Pause. But I heard it's really good. I've been looking at videos all week. Bangkok, like. for
Oh,
real.
okay.
Huh?
I'm like wondering why you want to say pause.
What
Like,
is that?
Bangkok. That's why I said big pause. But
This is a movie?
no,
Big
that's
pause?
where I want to go.
To
my next
Bangkok?
big trip. Yeah.
Big trip.
Yeah, man. I've been looking at videos all week. I was like,
Excuse
man.
me.
No, you know that's like the most visited city in the world.
Cause they gonna let
I
you
wonder why.
smash.
Shut up, man. It's pretty cool though. Like looking at, you can go like, it's like all these different sky bars. It's the elephant sanctuaries, all the temples, and
Plenty
then
of
the floating
birds.
markets. It's
I mean-
a dope city. Like I
I
never
know.
really think with Thailand.
Right.
Thailand's
I
pretty
mean,
cool too. And then like the threat level there is like lower than any of the islands in the Caribbean too. Like it's
I'm not
funny.
gonna lie.
We ain't talking
When I
about
watched when I look at Thailand, I immediately think the opposite.
You think it's like
Every time I think of Thailand,
I feel like people are gonna jump out of the bamboo trees and just take me out, bro.
No, man, you go to
You're
Thailand.
American.
No, because they got strict. They got
Talking while black does not condone any stereotypes and racism from the Thailand region.
They got strict laws there though. Like it's still the death penalty for drugs.
Whoa.
Not saying they're gonna get foreigners to death. Yeah, like drugs.
The foreigner probably getting the death penalty.
No, you're
And
really protected by. You might
you don't
have
have
to
the
jail
the
time,
right to a speedy
and you
trial.
probably got to spend some money, but they're not going to give you death penalty because you're not a citizen.
I don't know.
You know?
I think they could because Trump don't care.
And I looked at
He ain't gonna help you.
Singapore looked dope too.
I still think every time I go to Thailand, I'm gonna get jumped by Sagat and
Oh,
Bison.
but that's the thing though. Thailand is real cheap, like for the lodges and stuff.
But for,
The most expensive thing is going to be that plane ticket. Like the plane tickets for round trip
Right.
is like $1,000.
I mean, but seriously though,
But like for a decent lodge, it's like $80 a night for like somewhere good.
right?
Because like 32 of their dollars equals one of ours. So
No, but seriously,
Shit.
not to be funny. I mean, and I'm not being racist or nothing, but when I look up stuff,
like Southeast Asia.
seriously, Asia is the truth though. On
Yeah.
like their, you know what I'm saying, their technology,
Mhm.
the buildings, all the, you know what I'm saying, the amenities. Like I feel like they're portrayed in this area totally different than what we
Yeah.
expect. Like they're kind of innovative to me.
They definitely.
And they're cheaper because of just how the world is structured, how the currency is structured, or whatever. But they definitely like pushing boundaries. Like I just feel like we're complacent, and I feel like
Definitely. Especially
Like
like compared
Asia-
to like Japanese.
right. I feel like they leading the way for some
They
reason,
definitely.
and you know, like that kind of stuff. It does, but they're portrayed weird over here.
But
You know what I'm
sometimes
saying?
though, that could be lead to unhealthy home life, like with the Japanese, because they work so much. Like their home life is like fucked up. Alright, like, and like like if you get sick or something, like people still try to work, like because this is like, because you know it's the whole honor thing with the Japanese. For real.
It's the what?
honor.
Oh, okay.
Thing.
Lemon smack.
But yeah, I was looking to that. But more of the story, Joe.
Joe, moral of the story. Callie, you gotta do better, bruh.
Mario.
Let me.
Right, you know what's coming.
I wasn't about to say that this time, surprisingly. I don't even know what I want to say, man.